Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hi, this is Tammy Patzer, and I'm really happy to introduce you to today's guest, Mischelle O'Neal. She helps open-minded, strong, intelligent businesswomen and professionals who are looking to create a memorable presence and make a difference in their business and community, create a plan to show up 100% authentically and be fully present so they can make the greatest impact and have greater success in business and life. Mischelle O'Neal is the founder and owner of Out Front and Personal. She is a certified wardrobe specialist, personal stylist, and color analyst, bringing her years of music and stage performance to the table to help her clients shine. She has an extensive background in design and color and feels one of her greatest feats, besides being a wife and mother, is retiring from the U.S. military. Mischelle is also a talented singer and is known for belting out a tune or two of a song to express herself in the middle of a conversation. Mischelle, welcome.
Thank you, Tammy. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm excited because your name is Mischelle, and of course we know that there's another famous Michelle Obama, but you are Mischelle O'Neal, and we want to make that very, very clear. So Mischelle, you have a phenomenal background, and as I was thinking about your bio, I was thinking, wow, I need somebody who can style me, help me with my colors, help dress me, put the right clothes on me, because I always kind of look a little bit disheveled and not actually put together. So who is it that you help?
Well, I love helping women who are very strong and already living in their zone of genius. So they really are confident in their life's work, and they know what they're doing, and they're very forward in their business, and they really don't think that clothes and how they look is that important. But they're finding themselves in situations where they're finding that has become an issue. And so that creates a lack of confidence. So those are the women that I love helping.
I'm laughing because let's just say that I am over 50 and under 60. And just a few months ago, I actually started having my nails done. What does that say?
That says you haven't been taking care of yourself.
Well, but you know what I discovered was that when you get your nails done and your hair done and you dress, your confidence soars through the roof. So I know what you do is like a true gift that people really need to take advantage of, because that confidence level, when you do start to dress appropriately and get put together and styled, something happens. You just burst out and become someone. So how do you help these women? Can you give me maybe 2 or 3 different issues or problems that these women are facing?
Well, one of the things I find that, as you said, as we get older, our body changes. So a lot of time we're gaining weight or losing weight, or things are just shifting that weren't the same. So our clothes aren't fitting the same way, and that becomes a big issue. Or even if you're younger, you still change weight. You get your college 15, or your eating habits change, you get married, you have kids. So all these things wreak havoc on our body. And a lot of times when we go through this change, we're not quite sure how to make that shift. So that's one of the things that really hits women. And then the other thing is feeling like imposter because you're here, you're in your office. If you have your homemade business, you're in your office all the time, and you never really have to get out there. And then you're finding as your business grows that you need to network, or you need to really get out there. So you start feeling like a imposter, that people will see behind the mask and they don't understand what you're going through. So these are some of the issues that really stand out.
It's so funny because I have experienced every single one of those. I was laughing when you were talking about the body changes, because as you do go through your life stages, for example, when I was younger, before I had children, I was like an A, in a bra size, nearly B. And then, of course, I had children, and all of a sudden I had curves that I didn't have before. So we absolutely do have these body changes. And as we change, like in our professional careers also, we may go from being someone who maybe all you had to do is wear blue jeans and a sweatshirt to work, to all of a sudden you have to, you're working in an office and you have to dress better. A good example would be, if you look at the people who work at the bank, they always look pretty, they're well dressed because they're in front of the public. When somebody working, out with horses, they're wearing the blue jeans. And it is a very interesting thing that we have to go through. So what is the way that you help people? To me, you have like a magic power, because to me, you're able to see things about me that I might not see about myself in terms of style and how to put me together so that I come across as that savvy professional. So what is your magical ability, and what would somebody do if they wanted you to help them? How would they work with you?
Well, one of the things I do is I provide one-on-one coaching, or I also provide our VIP days, or of individual breakthrough sessions. But what I do is I look at you as the multifaceted individual that you are. There's so many different dimensions to who you are. And a lot of times, people are either centered on the clothes or they're centered only on the personality, and all that works together. A lot of times what we see in the mirror, we always talking about what others see when they look at us, but it's also what you see when you look in that mirror also. So one of the things I work on is we work on your life story, your body story, and we just like nature, there's a natural progression and balance that's created right there in your body. And you learn to and create and extend those same lines in your clothesline. So when a person looks at you, there's actually a flow and a naturalness about it. And everything looks like it goes together. And that creates a well-meaning feeling in those around us and in ourselves. And then the other thing is we look at your life story, the things that went to shape the person that you are, how you show up over and over again in different situations. When you're stressed, how you act and what part of your personality comes out, versus when you're at home, family, totally at play or at rest. So there are all these different ways that you show up, things that you learn from your grandmother, from your mother, or those important figures in your life. Well, that goes to shape who you are and how you look at things. And then there's your social environment. What type of social environments are you going to come into or in contact with? And you learn how I teach you how to read those situations, how to do your homework, as I say, so that when you go in those situations, you're prepared, that you don't feel like there was a dress code memo and you didn't get it. You want that memo. So those are the three aspects of this that I really teach my clients, so they're prepared and ready for battle. As I say, when you're going out there and you're trying to build your business, that's a battleground.
Wow. So it's not just about clothes. It's actually about who you are and how you represent, I guess, to the world. Is that accurate?
Exactly. What people don't understand that when people are drawn to you, it's not really your clothes. In all actuality, it's your confidence that they're drawn to. I could wear a beautiful dress and be totally decked out, but if my shoulders are hunched or I won't look at you or my body language isn't confident, I'm still not going to look that beautiful in the dress. They're going to say, "Oh, that's a beautiful dress." But they're not going to say, "Oh my gosh, you look gorgeous." So there's a difference you hear right there in that conversation. So one of the things that I do is really work on that confident level, because when you're confident and when you're 100% authentically who you are, there's a presence, and you're able to be present in that conversation, and that's what people gravitate to. They understand that you're really focused on them and not you, and you're not distracted by those external forces.
Wow, this is so deep. I mean, I wasn't really thinking about any of this in such a deep way about how we, again, represent ourselves out in the world, because a lot of my work obviously is behind a computer. So a lot of people, they don't hear me. So I rely a lot on my voice. But when I do go out into the real world, obviously now people are actually seeing a body and a person. And if I smile, or if I'm real or authentic. So there's just a lot to this. So tell me about one or two misconceptions about the services you provide. What are, maybe one or two things that people, they just don't get?
My first and biggest pet peeve actually is people think how you look is just icing on a cake, and it's really not important. That the cake is going to be just as good without the icing. It isn't that important. But it's not just important to those who see you. And believe this, they are forming opinions about you. And we do it every day. We look at TV. Even those listening to our voices have a perception of what we're going to look like in person. And believe me, they're going to our sites and they're looking, "Oh, her voice didn't look like that." Or it's it's the radio personalities. You hear this guy with this real deep voice and you see him in person and he's this small, tiny guy. And you're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't expect that." So people are perceiving what you look like in their minds, and whether they know, like, and trust you by the way you look, whether we like it or not. But even so, when we look in the mirror, we are judging ourselves. When we see that sagging behind or whatever, and we look, we're playing these horrible messages to ourselves. And so we're starting to cut at our confidence too. So it is important, and it really makes a difference on how you show up when you're doing a speech or you're doing networking. If you're out there worrying about what you're wearing or how you look, or, "Oh, I wonder if my slip is hanging, or is my bra showing, or any of these things, is my dress too tight?" When you're centered on that, you're not thinking about the next thing that you need to say, or the next thing that you need to hear, or what those around you are saying, or how they're reacting to your message. And so you're not present, and you're missing a lot, and the most important things that you need to be there for, because you're concentrating on those external things that you have control over.
I think you're really on target there, because I know that if I am uncomfortable in my clothing, then I'm like, fidgeting about, is this outfit too tight? Should I have worn this, or should I wear pantyhose? Should I not? Or are
Exactly.
my pants too long, or is the zipper up? All of these different things. And then, like you said, you're not present in the moment. What's another misconception about our appearances?
Well, I think a lot of times people don't understand that your appearance is really about confidence. And I stated earlier that um, just the right clothes don't make a confident person. But when you get a glimpse of yourself in that mirror and you really look sharp, or you look the way you kind of picture yourself in your mind, don't your shoulders go back, your head lift, or the right color brings a smile to your face, whether you feel like it or not. Put on that red or that orange or that yellow, and your day just seems brighter. So we can use our clothes as tools to create the environment that we want to be in.
That's really interesting because, like I said, when you live in a world of being able to literally work in your pajamas, sometimes I've caught myself, 5 o'clock, I'm still in my pajamas. But what I have discovered is that if I get up in the morning and act as if I'm going out into the world, get dressed, comb my hair, put on makeup, and actually dress as if someone's going to see me, I think that my day goes a lot better and I have a lot more energy, and I think I deliver via my voice a more professional interview or podcast. And I've noticed that because you just feel better, even though nobody is technically seeing you, you just feel
Exactly.
better about that. So if somebody was thinking about working with you, what do you think a main reason that people don't get the type of help you provide?
I think it's a combination of price or time commitment. A lot of times, if we don't see the value in something, we're not willing to make the investment in it. And then if we know that it's going to take time, we also are not ready to make that commitment. But it's just like anything else. When you were learning your craft, when you were learning how to podcast or to do your business, you spent time really learning it and honing those skills, and now so much of it becomes second nature and you don't even think about it. So the same thing about our wardrobe. When you first do it, when you first learn the things that you need to do, it will take time, and yes, you do have to make that investment. But what happens is it becomes second nature. So your time spent out shopping, your time spent in front of your wardrobe, your time spent even pulling yourself together is a lot less, and it just becomes second nature, and you spend less money because you're only buying the things you need and that work for you. A lot of times we spend money on things and we get them in our closet and we find out, oh my gosh, I hate this, or it's ugly, and you don't take it back to the store. So that's money spent. So those are things that people really don't understand the value of why I really come into play. And the other thing is they've tried different image consultants or personal shoppers or their friends and family and everything in between. But to be honest, none of it worked for them, or it never really got down to the crux of the issue, which is their confidence and really learning for themselves how to fish.
Very interesting. So, do you work with people in person, or can you work with people long distance? How do you provide your services?
I actually do both. I do virtual and I do in person. They both work well because of our technology today. We have Skype and we have screen sharing, and there's so much out there. So I'm able to walk a client through everything that I could walk a client through in person.
Oh, cool. Because I was just thinking about me, and I'm thinking, wow, I bet you if she could see me now, she'd probably have all kinds of tips for me and everything. So, Mischelle, where can we find out more information about you and your business?
You can find me on www.outfront outfrontandpersonal.com. And pretty soon we'll have another one up that will be MischelleO'Neal.com. So right now it's outfrontandpersonal.com.
Great. Outfrontandpersonal.com and soon to come MichelleO'Neal.com. That is really cool. Mischelle, thank you for sharing all of this. It's all about, the key word to me, it seemed to be how to become confident and, get ready to meet the world, just like the name of your company, Out Front and Personal.
Exactly.
That's really what it's all about. So thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. I really enjoyed it.
This is Tammy Patzer. Get out front and personal.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.